Yep. Coffee Conversations with Greg J is on. Greg J here. This is where we have culturally relevant conversations about a variety of topics from a decidedly global perspective. That's what we do here. We're building bridges of music, arts, and culture with Africa and African America, keeping you conscious, keeping you excited, keeping you artful, keeping you healthy is what we're going to do today. Is we're engaged in this bridge building with Mother Africa, and a good part of that is our thesis of cultural tourism, and going over to Mother Africa to visit Ghana, West Africa, South Africa, Botswana, Tanzania. You know what it is. If you follow us, we're reaching out. And today, a good part of this African consciousness, I think, is our health. What's been on my spirit lately is our health and nutrition as a people. And especially here in these United States, you see a lot of disease and stuff happening around us. We see that our community, particularly our people, are susceptible to a lot of disease and unhealthy living. We're going through the festive season, the holiday season. I'm a big foodie. I like to eat, but as we examine things, are we eating healthy? Are we relying so much on highly processed foods, and what are these processed foods doing to our bodies? And as we develop our Pan-African consciousness, our African essence, nutrition and the food that we eat plays an important role in that. And so that's what we want to kind of talk to today. And so, I reached over there to Ghana, West Africa. My friend, she's from here, but repatriated over, to I guess still Accra. We're gonna find out in just a minute. But she's definitely an expert and a maven, a muse, if you will, in the whole concept of nutrition, healthy living, why we as a people need to really, really, really pay attention to our health and nutrition. Dr. Sharita Yazid, are you there? Good morning. All right. Can we hear you? Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. Look at me. Peace and love, family. Greetings. I'm on mute.
Okay. Look, let's clarify for the people. Where exactly are you?
I'm in Ghana.
Okay.
I'm in Ghana.
Okay.
West
What
Africa.
part? What part?
Why are you trying to give up my address?
We don't want that.
I just played. I'm in Greater Accra area.
All right, very good. Yeah. All right,
Greater Accra region.
A lot of people, that follow us are always asking about what it's like to repatriate to Ghana and everything. And before we get into the meat of the matter for today, just talk about what made you. I'm folding up my tent and moving to Mother Africa. What was that decision like, and what did you have to go through?
Yeah. Okay. So what I guess sparked the idea was, first of all, I have Pan-African parents. So it was always about, and we took the wellness route to helping our people liberate themselves through diet, through a liberation diet. So it was always the thing about Africa this, Africa that, growing up. And so by the time I got to high school, I was like, you know what? I think I want to live in Africa. So that's when the first thought came, but then school, marriage, babies, all these different things. I have 6 children. And they finally got to the point where it's like, okay, closing down the factory. Can we look at Africa? Yeah. So since my father was the one that was always pushing us to come to Africa, he was like, well, as soon as you're ready, I'm paying for the ticket. So I was like, okay, so now I'm ready. Come to Africa 2006, August 2006. Went to Egypt first, 3 days, and then we came to Ghana for 6 days. And I actually celebrated my 36th birthday in Ghana, the first time coming to Africa. So I was on a high, and I'm straight out of Compton. So I have a sister that owned a jazz club called Jazz Tones, and she was from Compton, and she sung "Happy Birthday" to me. Can
Wow.
you imagine? I come all the way to Ghana, and then a sister who had a building behind our store. Her grandparents had a building behind the store, and she grew up in that house, in that building with her grandparents. And me and my sister used to play with a little girl behind our store at that same, at least either is at the same apartment building. It was several of them that was behind us. So we were just like, look at that. We just totally
Wow.
connected. And so it was really that first trip was, which I think most people, you just have this serious high, because we all romanticize in Africa. No matter what, we're going to romanticize it. So when we
Yes.
get here to see what it is what it is. But when we come, those rose-colored glasses are on, and
Yes.
we're ready to, just be. I see that people are usually at their best, when we
Mhm.
come over here. Yeah. So I, got a chance to, tour around. I was able to get off the tour at one point in time because, come visit me and come live with me is two different things. There was a sister who had malaria. She caught malaria and she was pregnant, and we didn't know what to do. So there was a sister that we knew here that knew what to do, and so we took her off the tour. Took her to her sister's house. Me and my mom, my mother was with me on that trip too, and then we took care of her. And then a few days later, we joined the trip. But at that time, we were able to get into how people live. We were in in the estate where there were houses and little shops and different things. And I was like, you know what, I can do this. That's when
Mhm.
I was like, how much is the rent? What, the rent is what? And it was just just asking all that. I get a chance to ask the questions to the people who are actually living there and moving with them, the ins and outs, paying bills and all that. So that's when I said, yeah, that's when I started thinking, okay, I'm gonna move to Ghana, and I got a 2-year plan.
Mhm.
And that's what happened. 2006 is when I was coming back and forth for 2 years. And then 2008, I made my move. And 2019, I got my citizenship. So now I'm
Nice.
a Ghanaian. I'm a Ghana
Yay.
citizen. Yes, got my
Wow.
freedom papers.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, very, very interesting. Well, you know what? Let's start here. I mean, your parents embedding the importance of African consciousness into you, and nutrition and wellness being central to that. And man, when we
Mhm.
look across Black community, folks right now are prepping to, eat it on up since we,
Oh my
the
God.
Christmas time, the holiday season, and all that, But on the other hand, we have to be mindful of what we're taking
Yeah.
into our bodies. And um, you know, let's start right, just generally speaking, how important is nutrition? It might be a duh moment, but I mean, but let's just state it. Like, how important is nutrition
Um,
to our being as Black folk?
it's the most important, having nutrition or knowing what nourishes your body is the knowledge is very important, because a lot of times we're just consuming. We're not even eating, we're consuming. And so it's important to make sure you're drinking enough water, or doing a lot of juicing, fasting, every once a month or every 3 months, making sure that you're eating lots and lots of green leafy vegetables, doing, grains that are not so acidic, things like quinoa, millet, barley, things like that. And then also dealing with different seeds like flax seeds and sunflower seeds and chia seeds, and all these different things that would help with all kind of different things, whether it's enough fiber to make sure that your bowels are moving, or making sure that you have a lot of this essential oils, which is good for keeping the body lubricated, keeping the body hydrated. The essential oils are really good for the brain. A lot of times we're dealing with a lot of dementia and Alzheimer's these days. It's not natural. It's not normal. You're not supposed to die not knowing what you did for the last 100 years. That is not natural. And then everybody know that that's not natural. It's not
Mhm.
natural to be seen now. It's not natural just to be forgetting stuff. It might be thinking, okay, where did I put my keys? And then when you find your keys, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot. That's where I put it at. But sometimes people go looking around, they have no clue. And even when they find it, it was like, how did that happen? How did they get there? We should start paying attention to those things very early, because when you start catching those things early, then you don't have to worry about going into senility and Alzheimer's and things like that. And that's going to come with nutrition. That's going to come with exercise as well, meditation, being still, whatever your relationship with the Most High is, how with the God, with the universe, all those different things. You have to have those disciplines. The nourishment doesn't just come physically; it comes mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. We need financial nutrition too.
Yeah, wow. Hey, there on that one. Whoa, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's interesting. We will look across the Black American community and we see, I mean, listen, morbid obesity going on. It's a
Yeah.
pandemic, epidemic in our community. And,
Mhm.
the rise of diseases, cancers, diabetes, those types of diseases just taking over, taking our people out, man. And
Yeah.
I think that when we go to the doctor, the standard of care is such where they just want to prescribe chemicals and all of that to put into your
Mhm.
body. And, oftentimes we don't know if it might be treating the malady we may have, but also causing damage in other parts of our bodies and everything.
Buy one, get
So
six for free.
yeah, yeah, right. And so it's,
Buy one
it's,
disease, get six for free.
you know, how do we what do we need to say to our people to discipline ourselves from, to get all of the stuff that, I mean, like, where do I get chia seeds? You know what I mean? How do we condition and educate our people on how to get proper nutrition into our bodies so that we can just, you know, alleviate all of these diseases that are happening to us?
Yeah, well, I would say first, start self-educate. Nowadays you can go online, find so many people, people who are inspiring, people who are have research. There's all kind of different recipes. There's websites. There's so many different things. You can even look up. I have colon cancer. What are the best natural remedies for herbs that I can take? What are the best foods to eat? What things I need to cut out? There's going to be some basic information. I would say definitely try to go to some sort of wellness coach, you know,
Mm,
um, so you can get, something that's a little more guided
mm,
toward you and your own lifestyle, because those things do make a difference, as far as your lifestyle and where you live, and your family, business, how your work, how the stress and all those different things. So it's good to have somebody that can actually show you. But just in general, just basic things like learning how to detox, and which detox to use. Which some that's a little deeper that you do every 6 months, and some that you do weekly, like I was talking about earlier, or something you do, like, I mean, maybe once a week in a month or whatever. But just start learning about different things. But the first step is to detox, is start the cleansing out a lot of the waste out of your system. And the way I tell people to do, like, you don't go cold turkey, especially when you're trying to do things on your own. So get in the habit of maybe drinking fresh juices. Buy you a juicer. Make sure you have a blender, and make smoothies, and make juices and things like that. Eat more salads. Make sure that you're getting more fruit in a day. So regardless of whatever else you're eating, even if you're eating 3 cheeseburgers a day with a set, with some fries and some pizza and all that stuff, and one to in a milkshake, still eat those things. So then you can start getting used to I was married to somebody who had never tasted fresh vegetables. Everything he had came frozen.
Wow.
Everything he had came frozen. You know what I'm saying? So when he had a fresh broccoli, it was like, oh, I said, yeah, this is what it's supposed to taste like. I don't know what you've been eating. So just getting in the habit of tasting certain things. Get your favorite fruit, favorite vegetable, and just and eat on those things, right? And so like say if you like avocado, add it to like you have your plate, add some slice of avocado on there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get some sliced cucumber or some sliced carrots or something, but try to have something raw, like on a regular basis. And then eventually it's like, okay, now I'm ready to go more into um, changing over my lifestyle or going into a cleansing or I'm just want to do this, because I just want to lose some weight or whatever it is. But you're not going culture. You going gradually into it. So then what you start doing is just maybe doing smoothies and salads and things like that, more solid, fruits and vegetables.
Holistic medicine. I know that we're going to try to get into some of the events and stuff that Dr. Sharita has. I know that one of my people that I follow and would love to get him in on here is going to be her guest soon out there in Accra, Ghana. She does a wellness festival, right? And so, yeah, she does a wellness festival, and I know that Dr. Eris Latham, is going to come around, I guess, and be a part of what she's doing over there in Accra, Ghana. I love watching him on, social media and getting some of the tips that he has for eating and leading a life of a plant-based diet. I'm not 100% there yet, but I'm getting there, and I know that I've always tried, but really tried to eat even more healthier in these last few days and time. I don't know. So having a few problems there with Dr. Sharita. Let's see. Nope, still dark. You know, at the end of the day, I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's just good to have an idea of what we are eating here, an idea of what is happening. There's a symbiotic relationship between the doctors, the pharmaceutical companies, and the insurance companies. And so I think the best way to combat what we're faced here, especially in America, is to do our best to stay away from the doctor. And the way that we stay away from the doctor is try to maintain the structure of nutrition, health consciousness, mindfulness, meditation, she said, it was very important. Prayer is very, very important. Exercise is important. Leafy vegetables in your diet is very, very important. Staying away from items that may build up and cause sugar in your body. If you look across the Americas, our food that you buy from the grocery stores is exceedingly processed and actually poisoned in a lot of ways. And I think that we have to have some sort of political or administrative drastic action that's going to change these things, because right now the food is not good for us. Then if you get sick, the medical system is not good for us. We're thankful for the medical system that we have, but the standard of care is such where, are they really trying to take care of you? Are they really trying to help you? I don't know, but it doesn't look like it to me. And I got to be honest, I'm not trying to have a political endorsement exactly, but, we're watching. We see that President-elect Trump is coming to office. I guess next month you'll see him taking office, and it's very uncertain in the political realm in America. And actually, if you look across America's allies, even in Europe, there's a lot of decline happening. We're unsure, uncertain of what's going to happen. Having said that, as we watch Trump put people in office, I guess, nominate them, and hopefully, in his hopes, would be confirmed and he can establish his administration. You see that guy, RFK Jr., right? And I find myself agreeing with a lot of things that he says about the healthcare system, the food system that we have in these United States. I'm reading this stuff. I'm like, holy crap! I'm with that, and it's very, very interesting. And so maybe, just maybe, some things will be corrected in the food system in these United States. Maybe, just maybe, we'll see some reforms to the good towards our healthcare system. Maybe, just maybe, is what I'm seeing and praying for in these days and time. In the meantime, I think that true liberation starts with our health. True liberation, the word says, let thy food be thy medicine. That means a lot, right? So, how do we do that? I'm sorry, Dr. Sharita, if you can hear me here. We're not able to really tap in with you here. We might have to try it another time. And I think, we got a good start. Um, coming live from Accra, Ghana isn't always easy, although we have done it a few times, but it isn't always easy. But we still try to maintain our connectivity to Mother Africa. Part of our mantra is to build bridges of music, arts, and culture with Africa and African America. That involves our cultural tourism, that involves our imported coffee from Cameroon, West Africa, that involves the art that we bring in from Southern Africa. Cultural tourism, you want to know, you all just go to our platforms, beachcityradio.com, beachcityradio.com. All of our Facebook pages, our Twitters, just go out there. Coffee Conversations with Greg J. You'll find us out there and you'll find information about what we're doing. Hopefully, maybe one day you can travel with us. We got a new trip to Ghana coming for Panifest. I wanted to ask Dr. Sharita about Panifest. Not able to do that, a few little technical difficulties, but Panifest, we're departing July 27th. We're returning to Ghana. We're going to make a few frequent miler trips to Ghana. And so if you want to roll with me over there, it would be great. We try to keep the group small and, intimate, and we're studying together. People want to know about dual citizenship. People want to know about, land purchasing in Ghana. People want to know about Ghana in general, the Western Africa. It's connecting the dots to who we are in America. We know about mama and them down south and everything. And even those stories need to be uncovered more and told. We have to be about telling our own stories. But we also want to bring that thing full circle and go back to generations even before, our great great grandparents and everything, to Mother Africa. We want to have that consciousness. We want to have that perspective. We want to have the information of what our ancestors went through to even get to these shores of the United States of America. Nutrition, y'all. That's what's up. Keep smiling. Keep healthy. Get mindful about your nutrition. Stay prayed up. Above all, love one another. Peace and blessings.